Okay, so today I've got kind of a new challenge here. Now, my mother's just bought a house not very far away from us, kind of across the creek, and there's a whole bunch of trees and everything. And we now have fiber internet here, gigabit. I have gigabit to my house out in the middle of nowhere, which is amazing. So I don't really see the need of her to pay another 80 bucks a month for internet when she's right there. So I'm going to try and get my internet from my house over to her across about 500 feet of bush. Now I'm testing something right now. I have an air mesh system from years ago. A lot of people don't know what air mesh is. They're like ubiquity stuff, but it's all pre-configured to just work. I had it at my old business where I beamed it to my house. My house was line of sight right across kitty corner. This is much different. So I'm going to show you what one of them looks like. So I got one up there and one over at her house. I'm going to show you kind of what the run looks like. You can see it here. It's kind of like right over. I'm probably just best to show you. By the way, anybody guess what camera I'm using today? Throw it down in the comments. I'm going to show you. So let's see where we're going here. Did I fool you? Okay, so let's just get a little bit of perspective here. Here, you see that white thing? I'm gonna go stand on it. See me there? I'm right there. Okay, so you saw where the antenna is. It's on the side of the garage. Let's go see where it has to go. The place right there, it's right there. I've got an antenna right on the side of this carport here. So we got to go from here across all this dense bush over to my place. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge, I think. It is working. I just don't know if it's fast enough. So I doubt any of you guys guessed the camera right. Maybe you did until you saw it moving. But keeping with the theme of budget DJI gear today, we're on the Osmo Action now. Now, this Wi-Fi system, it works, but it doesn't work that great. But the thing is, it's older technology. It's a single radio, so it's only one transmitter. It says, I think it can go up to 100 megabits, but realistically, apparently 20, 30 is about the best you get. Now, it's also working as a repeater. So this is what they look like. This one's a little bit weathered all right. It's the Ubiquiti Pico station with Air Mesh's own firmware on it. I just have it duct taped up here, just kind of as a test. You can see where I had it before. Wife's not going to like that, but pressure washer. So the nice thing about these is they're completely foolproof. You connect it to a gateway and it's automatically there. And then you go on to the Airstone. It's confusing because they call it Air Mesh, but it's Airstone is the company. You go onto the website and you can see your system. And it shows you your nodes, tells you when they check in. If you log on to them directly, you can see the signal strength and stuff, but you don't have really any control over them. They just automatically do everything. So you plug one into a gateway like this one, you put another one within range of it, it automatically acts as a repeater. You can plug it into a router in that place, in that house if you want, or you can just use it as a Wi-Fi extender, which is what I'm using it as now, really just to see how it works. These came out whenever mesh networking was just starting to become available, and I had never even heard of it, but I was looking for long-range farm Wi-Fi because I wanted to have something that would go from my business to my house without having a second antenna. I just wanted one super powerful Wi-Fi antenna so I could watch my Netflix in like 2010 or whatever it was at 1080. If I could get 1 or 2 megabits reliably in the house, that was fine. That's all it took to do that. We only had a 5 megabit service at that time. These ones came out a little bit later. This is the wireless N version. This is the Hub 2N. I had just an original hub. This is called a Hub 2N. This is circa probably 2012 or something like that. So 10 years ago. When these came out, I think I had a 5 megabit connection. I might have had a 10 megabit connection by then. That was the best we could get here. I had 40, and then I had 100. And then they brought fiber to my door. And I jumped on it. I had it before it was even advertised it was available here. Now I have a gigabit to my house. We don't ever use more than about 200, 250 at one time, just watching our Wi-Fi traffic. So my mother moved right over there. As I showed you, why should she pay 80 bucks a month whenever we can spare the 10 or 20 megabits she's ever going to use? So that's the plan. Anyway, let's check this out. I'm going to pull out my phone. To give you an idea what speeds this network is capable of. Are we getting 30, 33 download? That's the most this thing can realistically put out. It's the most I ever got out of it. And this is hooked up directly to a gigabit connection. 39, so on. Try walking a little further away. This is the upload speed. So I'm further out my backyard now. You can see it there in my garage. And just to give you an idea, you literally cannot see it. Like, you don't have line of sight. You literally can't see any part of her house. But this is dense bush. You can see back to my garage, which is where that point is, right on the roof there, the edge of the roof. There is no line of sight whatsoever. So from back here, go back on air mesh. Let's see what kind of speed I get back here. 34, same speed. Now, out of curiosity, try my regular home Wi-Fi, which is an EERO Pro 6. See what I get. This is pretty far away for it though. Like, it's, don't expect anything better than that, really. Wow. Okay, well, I guess it is better. There's one of those in that window right there in the kitchen. So I'm a good 200 feet back out here, but not so great on the upload though. And that's not the primary node either, it's a satellite node. So clearly at the edge of my property, the EERO Pro 6 is miles above this thing. Keeping in mind though, that's going to be 5 gigahertz. It does have line of sight, and it's pretty much brand new. This thing was made whenever the average person around here had 5 megabits per second DSL. If they're really lucky, they had 10. Let's see though, approximately 600 feet away and through dense bush, easiest way to get there quick is to take a little drive over there and see what kind of signal we get. Now, you can't see my place at all through there, but it's through there. Now, I've got this mounted here, which is entirely not high enough. According to the topography on Ubiquity's site, this needs to be up around 15 feet, and it's only up around 8 feet. However, if you look at signal lights on it, I do believe the first green light is lit. So that's like minus 65, minus 60 dB, something like that. And then it's blasting back to my place through here. So let's see what I have for Wi-Fi. Air mesh full bars because it's getting it from this one up here. Good ping. Pretty slow though, isn't it? But well, it's getting 9 megabits. That's enough to watch Netflix, send email. So almost 10 down and 13 up. Now that's pretty awful, but honestly, for a lady, single lady in her 70s, who only can watch one TV at a time and only has a 1080 TV, doesn't do any kind of heavy internet usage, just browsing and email, that's enough. And now I want to try and improve this. Don't get me wrong, I really do, and I've got some ideas. But that's enough. And you're going through this on 10-year-old technology on a 2.4 band. It's not even a 900 megahertz band. I would expect it to do better on 900 from what I read and see. And the other nice thing, this thing here gives her Wi-Fi throughout her entire house. She doesn't need a router. You get full bars in every room of the house and every inch of the property and beyond. It's really not so bad. It's honestly easier than my place because I have dead spots outside, even with the $1,000 EERO system. She has no dead spot between here and my house because it broadcasts in my backyard too. Now, is 10 megabits down good? No, it's awful. That was good 10 years ago, decent enough-ish, because that's all the internet we had. Is she going to notice any difference? No, she wouldn't notice the difference between 10 megs and a gigabit. So should I just take it as it is and call it good? It's not going to get any thicker foliage than right now. It should be a little bit better in the wintertime, I think. I probably should, but I can't do that. It's too easy. So the way I'm thinking about it now is these have just a single radio, but they are 2.4 gigahertz and they have a 9 dB omnidirectional antenna. So to me, 9 dB gain, omnidirectional means it can probably spread and bounce all through the trees and it's still going to get it. Maybe that's important. 2.4 is doable. So wouldn't it be nice if we tried maybe a newer Ubiquiti type model that has 2x2 dual radio? Now they have the nano stations. They're supposed to have even higher gain, like 11 dB gain, but they're a brick. They're directional. Though I believe it's like 180 degrees, but they're still directional. This is Omni. It's blasting all over the place. To me, I would think that having an Omni here makes good sense. But perhaps over there, having more of a targeted antenna would make more sense. I don't know. I'm going to read about it, and I'm going to try something. It probably won't work, and at least with Amazon I can return it, and I'd like to get something a little better. I'd like to get 40 megabits there. I don't know if that's doable. That's what she had to her house, at her old house, 40 megabits. So if we can get that wirelessly from my place, I'll be super happy, and I'll never notice the 40 megabits off my gigabit connection. Win-win. So anyway, that's it for so far. If any of you guys have any suggestions of what I should do or what I should buy for the base or for the satellite station, let me know in the comments. This is just a fun channel for me. I have another channel that's also fun, but it's a little bit more serious. But this is just the stuff that they don't care about, but I do. So I'm doing it. It's fun. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you again soon.